Hello and welcome back to another vlog. We have mood lighting today because I have we have a light fixture with 5 lights on it up there and all but one of them is out. So we need to buy light bulbs next time we go to the store. But I wanted to go ahead and start this vlog. I should have like 1 or 2 clips before this of like just like B-roll. I made myself some tea and it is 5 o'clock on Friday. I just turned in my moot court brief, which means that I am on weekend time. I do have several things that I want to get done this weekend. But for the most part, I'm hoping to use this weekend as a way to get some stuff off my checklist. I'm hoping to finish off the spreads for my February bullet journal. But I'm about to have to take these sneaky dogs on a walk. The audiobook that I'm listening to right now is Wuthering Heights. I don't remember when I requested it, but I just got it in, so I've been listening to that. I don't know if I've mentioned that before in a vlog. I'm sorry if you can hear my dogs just running around. Hey, can you guys stop? But that is the ebook that the audiobook that I have right now. The ebook that I have is Norco 80. I'm about halfway through, so I'm hoping to finish that this weekend. And so I have about 200 pages left to read. And then I'm still reading Left Hand of Darkness by Ursula K. Le Guin. I believe I started this in my first vlog of the year. So I've been reading this for a couple weeks, I'm pretty sure. But it's kind of hard for me to get into, and it's not the easiest book to read, in my opinion. I'll give you more in-depth thoughts on it later, but I do have about 50 pages left of this one as well. So my goal, tentatively, is to finish both of those, and then once I finish Left Hand of Darkness, I'm hoping to pick up Brother by David Chariandi. It's over there. I'm not going to go get it right now. But that's only about 170 pages, and so I'm hoping I can read that all tomorrow, or on Sunday. But now I'm going to relax. I'm also planning on watching Blade Runner tonight, because I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I can pull this off, to film and edit that video tomorrow, so I can do my movie versus book review. I've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, and now it's just time that I have to do it. And then if I finish that, I'll have that uploaded for Sunday's video. I'll link it somewhere if it's up, because it will be the last video that you saw before this. Also, speaking of the video on Thursday, if you haven't seen it, you should go ahead and watch it, because I do have a giveaway in that video for 2 gift cards worth $25. All you have to do is subscribe to my channel, like that video, and leave me a book recommendation of something that you think I should read. But yeah, go watch that video for more details. Also this weekend, I'm hoping to relax a little bit and film as much of that as I possibly can. I intended to vlog the Rest and Reset readathon last weekend, but I did not have time to rest or reset last weekend because I was working on my moot court brief and I was working on externship stuff and I had school stuff. I had just started school, so I just had a lot going on. And I still have a lot going on, but I feel better now that one of the things that I had going on has been completed. So that is great news. But yes, I'm about to take these stinky boys for a walk. You wanna go for a walk? You wanna go for a walk? Come here, you wanna go for a walk? I'm about to take these dogs on a walk, and then I will catch up with you in a little bit.
I know you're strong together.
popping in to check in with the vlog because I haven't done that yet today. I've filmed a couple of clips, but I haven't actually spoken to you. As you will have seen, I watched Blade Runner last night. I just finished filming my Blade Runner review. So that'll be up. That will have been Sunday's video, hopefully, if I get it up on Sunday. Sunday's tomorrow, so I'm hoping I can get it up, but we'll see. But regardless, it'll be the video that came right before this, and I will link it somewhere so you can watch that if you are interested. I just wanted to let you know that I finished Left Hand of Darkness. I have not run this on Cawpile yet, but once I finished it, I did end up reading the afterword, which, who wrote it? By Charlie Jane Anders. That name sounds familiar. Don't hate me. I don't know exactly who that is off the top of my head. I did finish this, and I'm really glad that I did. And I read the afterword because I wanted to know. This is the type of book that I feel like I would have really benefited from reading in a classroom with a teacher to tell me what I was supposed to get out of it and what certain things mean. And so just reading other people's reviews of things or looking stuff up really helps me with stuff like that. But I read the afterword in here because it's like built into the book. And so it made sense to do so. And I'm really glad that I did because she pointed out a lot of things that I wasn't sure about while reading this book. So if you're not sure what this is about, The Left Hand of Darkness is the fourth book in the Hainish cycle by Ursula K. Le Guin. I haven't read any of the other books. You can read them all as standalones, but they're in the same like universe with the same sort of rules. This is considered science fiction. I would consider it more fantasy just because the ending felt very sci-fi for me, but the majority of the book is just set on a different planet, but it's also like a different world with a different, there's not really a magic system, but there's an entirely different like species of people, and I don't know, it didn't have the hard science base that I prefer for my science fiction. So I think for me, once I started looking at this as more of a fantasy, I liked it more. But this follows Genly A, who is a human. He's from Tehran, which is Earth, and he is part of this intergalactic force called the Ecumen of Hain, thus Hainish cycle. And the goal is to make allies among all the planets in this certain area. They're not in the same solar system. I don't really know what exactly the designation is, or if it's just eventually everyone in the whole galaxy and all the galaxies will be a part of one alliance, I guess. But Genly is basically the envoy to this planet, and the planet is Gethin. I think he calls it winter because it's very cold there, and their winters are really harsh. But I think it's called Gethin, and the people are the Gethenians, and Gethenians are abisexual. So they don't have any gender or biological sex, except for I think it's like 26, they have a 26-day cycle, and every 26 days they go into what's called Kemer, and that is when they mate, basically. This is considered feminist science fiction because Ursula K. Le Guin is toying with the concept of, I said this in my last vlog, so if you watch that, this might be a little bit repetitive for you, but I just think it's really interesting, and if you didn't watch that vlog, I want you to sort of understand the like meaning behind having everybody be gender and sex neutral. It's to show that because this society does not have traditional femininity and masculinity, and there's not traditional feminine and masculine roles, everybody can just do whatever everybody wants to do. With regard to that, there's no war on this planet. There's this discussion in the book that I thought was really great that talks about how because nobody, like when you Kemer, you can go to the male or the female, and most people switch between them pretty fluidly and regularly. So nobody is solely male or solely female. So nobody has the true freedom that men in non-abisexual societies have. Freedom from childbearing and really freedom from child raising, because you can just sort of leave, and nobody has the full burden of constantly being the one who has to be the nurturer, the child bearer, etc. Which in traditionally in non-ambisexual societies, I don't know what the word for that is right now. I wouldn't say bisexual societies, but like, I thought that was really interesting, and I did enjoy this book. I haven't run it through Cawpile, I think I already mentioned that, but I think I'm going to give this 4 stars. It's between a 3.5 and a 4, I think, so I might round up to 4. I don't really know. I did really enjoy this. It took me a long time to get through because the writing it's not written in like a modern fantasy or sci-fi type of easy reading way. And a lot of this book is like journey over plains of ice, which I'm not super fond of. But something that the afterword pointed out that I thought was really interesting, and it was one of my qualms with the book, is that Genly always uses he pronouns for these ambisexual people who are not supposed to have any pronoun. They're completely genderless and sexless, so they should just be, or they're not sexless, they're ambisexual and they're genderless. So they should just be they. But apparently Ursula K. Le Guin, when she wrote this, it was the 60s, I think, or the 50s, she found they to be too confusing to write with, and so she thought it would be too confusing for people to read with. And at the time, they, I guess, was not commonly used, or at least not as commonly used as it is now. I don't think that would be a problem anymore, but that's why Genly uses the he pronouns for everybody, and that was off-putting for me as well, because it just confused me. I thought maybe everybody was just male, but nobody is male and nobody is female, if that makes sense. The other thing is, Genly is super misogynistic, and there are subtleties throughout the book, so I wasn't sure if that was on purpose, but the afterword makes me think that it was. And that this book is as much about Genly learning how to make friends as it is him learning how to oversee his own prejudices against his own race, I guess. I did enjoy this book, but I just wanted to pop in and tell you that I finished it. And God, these updates, I tell you what, I talk for so long, and I'm glad I read this, and I do plan on reading the rest of the Hainish cycle at some point, and when I get back to the 4th one, I will probably reread this, because now that I sort of know what's going on, I feel like it'll be easier to read. But now that I finished this, I need to finish Norco 80, and I'm going to pick up Brother as well, because I want to finish that this weekend. I just wanted to pop in and let you know I finished this, and now I'm about to edit my video that I just filmed, so I can hopefully get that up tomorrow, and
stuck in the middle. I stumble while I try, cause you don't wanna give in. Sounds like we're just talking in riddles. 5 in the morning, all we do is fighting. Thought you'd come and make it right. I need a pause from the battle, but I don't think you're settled. You don't wanna get it right. I will leave it up to you. I will leave it up to you. Now I'm done and down the line. I will leave it up to you. I know you think about every time I'm out, and sometimes so we're texting back. But baby, don't you know I will come around and let you know I'm always coming back. 5 in the morning, all we do is fighting. Thought you'd come and make it right. I need a pause from the battle, but I don't think you're settled. You don't wanna get it right. I will leave it up to you. I will leave it up to you. Now I'm done and down the line. I will leave it up to you. I don't wanna lie, cause I know you hate it, but how am I supposed to say it like I mean it when you criticize like everything I say? I wish you knew that I'm trying every day. I will leave this up to you. I will leave this up to you. Cause now I'm done and down the line. So I will leave it up to you. close your eyes and we'll be shooting stars. And you know I can't wait for forever no more. Now tell me, are you ready? Are you ready? Ready? Emotions repeating, though it's been so long. I know what you're thinking, I know. I wanna spend all our time now, for better or worse. I know the past is gone, and now you're all I want. Cause I would give it all up, give it all up, give it all up for you. I would give it all up, give it all up, give it all up. I would give it all up, give it all up, give it all up for you. I would give it all up, give it all up, give it all up.
Hello. Okay, so it's actually Monday afternoon now. I didn't update the vlog really at all yesterday, but I did just want to pop on here and let you know that I finished Norco 80, the book that I was reading on my Kindle, and I have some thoughts. So I'm not sure if I told you what the book was about when I said that I was going to be reading it, or honestly, I don't even remember if that was in this vlog that I mentioned that I was going to be reading it. I've been meaning to pick it up and start reading it for a while now, but I finished it last night, and basically it's a nonfiction / true crime book about a bank robbery that took place in Norco, California in 1980. And the first about half of it is about strictly the events of the robbery and then subsequent car chase. So it was 5 heavily armed men, 2 sets of brothers, and then 1 additional man, George Wayne Smith, who were, They were like, not in a cult, but they were super Christian and convinced that the world was going to end, and Christ was going to come back to Earth. And I don't remember what Armageddon, is that the actual name of that? I don't know. But they were like convinced that this was going to happen. They'd also all recently been divorced, recently lost their jobs. The book makes a lot of mention of them smoking a lot of weed, but in my experience with people who smoke weed, they usually don't rob banks. The gist of what happens in the book, the gist of what the book covers is, like I said, the first half of it is a tiny bit about the build up to the robbery and the plan and introducing all the like moving parts, and then just like a play-by-play of what happened. And I felt like it was too long. So part of my issue with the book is that it felt like it went on forever about certain details, and I understand that certain details are important, but I felt like it could have integrated the story of what happened with the subsequent court case, which is what the second half of the book focused on. I thought that was really interesting. I don't really like legal thrillers because I don't enjoy the conjecture, and a lot of it's not accurate. I don't know if you guys would know, but I'm in law school. I think I probably mentioned that in this vlog. I feel like I mention it in every vlog, but I just think it's important because it skews my view, and also it takes a lot of time. So when I'm talking about not having very much time, I'm a full-time law student, that's why. But being in law school makes it difficult to read things involving the law that aren't realistic. But this being based on a true story, that wasn't really the problem. My biggest problem was you could tell the author had like an agenda and a bias, which authors always have a bias, especially with nonfiction, and I don't usually mind because I'm usually like aware of that. And with true crime, 9 times out of 10, the bias is not for the criminal, so I get it. But a lot of their bias the author's bias came out in the court proceedings, which happens when you listen to true crime documentaries as well. I can't tell you how many times I've listened to a true crime documentary where someone's like, I don't know how they could like defend this person or whatever, but like literally that's a defense attorney's job. But the other thing is, for law school, I read cases. So reading about the case wasn't as enjoyable. It was like a play-by-play of a trial that I just like, I don't know, I thought it was interesting. I think it would be an interesting documentary, but overall, it was not my favorite book ever. I ended up giving it 3 stars. The other thing that I will say that I wish I had known going into this book, and that I wish the author focused on more, because he sort of just threw it in at the end, and he like foreshadowed it at the beginning, but then didn't really talk about it the rest of the book, and that's that Norco 80 is the bank robbery was the crime that happened that caused the militarization of police in the United States. So police in the United States didn't have the type of guns and riot gear and shields and like basically military equipment prior to Norco, the Norco bank robbery in 1980, because the big problem with a lot of that crime was that it was 5 heavily armed individuals against police officers who, A, were rural cops, so they didn't have the training, and B, were not as well armed. They had one semi-automatic weapon, and the, like, bank robbers had, like, dozens of guns that they had just bought because you can. And it was interesting. I do kind of wish that the author had focused more on that, and I would be interested to read a book about the militarization of the police that covers that angle of like why cops felt they needed to be militarized, and then also the consequences of that. The other thing I thought was really weird is I'd never heard of that case before, so maybe I'm just like not as into true crime as I thought I was, but it seems like something that should be talked about more than it is. But in the interim, I have started Brother by David Chariandi today. This is about a set of brothers. So I'm not very far. I'm only like 35 pages into it. To be fair, it's not even 200 pages. So it's a short book to begin with, but I read about 35 pages in between classes today. And this follows 2 brothers, Michael and Francis. It's from Michael's point of view, and in the beginning, you know that Francis is gone, but you don't know sort of what happened to him. And so this is like the lead up of what happened. And they grew up in this neighborhood called The Park. I think it's called Scarborough Park in Canada. I think it's a suburb of Toronto, maybe. That could be wrong. I'm not Canadian. I don't know that much about it. But from the description of certain things, it sounds like they've mentioned Toronto, and that's the city that I know of. So I think that Scarborough is probably a suburb of that, or like an outskirt or a neighborhood within, perhaps. I'm not really sure. But apparently it's like a place where there's a lot of people of color living there. There's a lot of immigrants living there. And so I believe the brothers in this are South Asian, I want to say. I could be wrong about that. But his mom is from Trinidad, it sounds like. And I think it might be partially autobiographical because the author's father is South Asian and his mom is Trinidadian. Or at least he's half Trinidadian, half South Asian. I could be mixing up which one's which. But I looked into that for my stats. But so far I'm really, really liking it. The writing is, it's very well written. And it's holding my attention really well. So it's about like, he's talking about, it's from the point of view of Michael, the younger brother. And he's talking about growing up with Francis and how he and Francis are different. Francis is really tough, really well liked. And Michael's sort of like a dork who nobody really likes that much. And he gets picked on, but Francis stands up for him. And then there's some violent crime that's happening in their neighborhood. And the crime is first just rumored, and then it's getting closer and closer and closer to where they live. And I think that has something to do with Francis leaving. So I'll find out more about that as we go. But I'm not sure if I'm going to continue the vlog past today, because I was going to just have this be a weekend vlog, and then I effed it up by not finishing it over the weekend. But I did just want to check in one last time. So that's where I'm at reading right now. I finished 2 books over the span of this vlog. I'm also listening to Wuthering Heights still. I don't know if I've mentioned really that. Wuthering Heights is a classic. I was always under the impression it was a romance between Catherine and Heathcliff. And I don't think that's accurate. So I'm almost finished with that. And then once I finish that, I did receive Kitchen Confidential by Anthony Bourdain. So I have that as an audiobook to listen to next, which I'm pretty excited about. Then I have to finish this, which shouldn't be a problem. And I have You. And then I'm finished with my TBR. And I will, if I read through Wuthering Heights, this, and You, I will have read 14 books in January, which is incredible and way more than I thought I was going to get to. And if I can listen to all of Anthony Bourdain's book, which I don't think I can, I think it's like 9 hours, but maybe I'll try, I don't know, then I will have finished 15 books in January, which is a lot. So it's a good start to the year. So thanks so much for watching this video. If you made it this far, congratulations. This is going to be a long vlog, I think, but I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to give it a like if you did, and leave me a comment down below with what you're reading right now. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!